Purchasing a home with FHA financing, even if you have had a bankruptcy. In this video, you're going to learn the steps on how you can purchase a home, even if you've had a bankruptcy, whether you're currently in the bankruptcy, as well as if you apply for bankruptcy, whether it's Chapter 7 or Chapter 13 bankruptcy. Stay to the end to find out the steps and how you can become a homeowner, even if you've had this mishap while on your journey to home ownership. So FHA financing is the Federal Housing Administration. The Federal Housing Administration is a division of HUD. HUD oversees Section 8 affordable housing. FHA is a program set by HUD which guarantees a loan. So understand that FHA does not finance the actual loan. FHA guarantees the loan as long as it's written to their guidelines on what they're willing to accept and what not to accept. Now with FHA, there's a minimum down payment requirement of 3.5%. So on a $200,000 house, your 3.5% down payment would be $7,000. On FHA financing, the seller has the ability to pay up to 6% of the sales price in closing cost assistance. What that equates to on that same $200,000 house is $12,000 that they have the ability to help the buyer with financing that home. A minimum credit score for FHA when getting a 3.5% down payment is a 580 credit score. Now, when we look at the 580 credit score, it is going to be the middle score. If you have a 620, a 580, and a 590, the score in between, which is the middle, not the highest or the lowest, nor is it an average of the three. If you were to put those numbers in sequential order from highest to lowest, 590 would actually be the middle score. So remember, it doesn't matter if it's TransUnion, Equifax, or Experian. It is the actual middle score, and it is not the average of the score. Let's say we have a home buyer who wants to apply for a mortgage, and they filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy. With FHA financing, you can purchase a home after you have been in Chapter 7 bankruptcy after 2 years of the discharge date. In some states, if you file for bankruptcy in, let's say, October, you go through court and your bankruptcy is discharged, let's say February, then it is 2 years from that date in February. So let's say it's February the 15th. 2 years from that date in February the 15th, you can then go back and apply for FHA financing. You still will have to have a 3.5% down payment. You may or may not at that point be able to qualify for certain down payment assistance programs. You'll have to check with the particular program and the state program that you may be looking at. However, you can qualify for FHA financing. One thing that you want to make sure you do after, or have done after you have filed for that bankruptcy, you want to make sure that you have reestablished credit. Reestablishing credit, not having any lates after the bankruptcy and after the bankruptcy has been discharged is going to be key and very important. And when I say reestablish credit, it's not necessarily meaning, hey, go out and buy a car. Potentially get a secured credit card where you can have a low limit, and the goal for that secured credit card is keep a low balance and help reestablish credit by making on-time payments as well as keeping a low balance. And the description of this video, if you need a secured credit card to help you reestablish credit, there will be a link for you to click on to get a secured credit card to help you reestablish credit. But importantly, please do not run that credit card up, because when you have high utilization on a high balance, based off what your balance is, that will have an effect on what your actual credit score is going to be. Now, let's say that you have Chapter 13 bankruptcy. Chapter 13 bankruptcy is totally different than Chapter 7. Chapter 13 bankruptcy means you're going to work something out where you pay back your debtors and you will establish a monthly payment that you will pay to the trustee of your bankruptcy, and for an allotted period of time. Typically, it's between 3 and 5 years, right? Now, with Chapter 13 bankruptcy, using FHA financing, you can purchase a home while actually in bankruptcy. What you have to do is make 12 on-time payments to your trustee, and then you have the ability to qualify for FHA financing. Now, this process is a little different. You will get a pre-approval. You want to make sure that you have reestablished credit as well. I say reestablish credit. You don't need, again, don't go out and purchase a car. Maybe you just go and get a secure credit card so you can establish some credit, pay on time, and then when you go to apply, you'll have a trade line showing and reporting that, hey, I had a mishap. We've come around it by going through bankruptcy. I'm paying my payments to my trustee on time, and now I would like to purchase a home. Now, there's a few key things that you want to remember. Even though you get pre-approved by the lender, your purchase still has to be approved by the court trustee. Even though you've been approved by the mortgage lender, once you go under contract, you still have to get the sale approved by the court trustee, which could extend the process. So you want to make sure you also have a knowledgeable realtor. The reason why you need to have a knowledgeable realtor, or a realtor who understands the bankruptcy situation, is because this is going to take longer than your traditional 30 to 45 days. It could potentially take 60 days, because once under contract, you have to submit that sales contract to the court trustee, and they have to approve the sale. Now, there's going to be some additional things they'll need from the lender to show and make sure that you're not back in or will put yourself back in a scenario where you have to file for bankruptcy. However, I've always had the approval from the court trustee, because typically the client only has that payment that they pay out, as well as maybe a secured credit card. If this video has been valuable to you, and you are currently in bankruptcy or have filed bankruptcy and looking to see how you can purchase a home, do me a huge favor. You can contact me below. And if you're new to the channel, please do me a huge favor. Make sure you subscribe and give me a thumbs up to push this video out to the YouTube algorithm. Thank you, and have a great day.